I don't want to spend too much time on this video, since we're still working on the video about the North and South divide. That being said, I do want to talk about what happened this week. It's totally possible that by the time I publish this video, there will be motions made to impeach the president, and leave large parts of this video completely useless. As I'm sure you're well aware, there was an attempted coup on Wednesday evening, as far-right extremists stormed Capitol Hill and assaulted both the Senate and House floors. One woman was shot and killed on site, and 3 others died later. In addition, there were 52 arrests. Let's talk about that. With the events that happened on Wednesday, it's no wonder that before senators returned to the floor, there were already rumours of impeachment. So why is impeachment so important? Is it important? What does it even mean? Well, I'm going to Britsplain to you why President Donald J. Trump is definitively to blame for this, and why he needs to be impeached. Put simply, impeachment is just the removal of a president from the executive office. The president wouldn't be able to make decisions about the country, assign cabinet positions, or importantly use their veto power. There are a lot of other things that the president can do, but you might rightfully be asking, why even bother, since Trump is going to be gone in the next couple of weeks? Why bother removing him this late into his term? Well, for a couple reasons. Firstly, because what the president has been doing throughout his term has been a metaphorical attack on democracy, and that metaphor just got very literal. Secondly, because it's legally the right thing to do. Before he was just a figurehead that didn't condemn far-right terrorists. Now he's inciting violence, and incitement is a crime. Under Title 18, Section 373 of the United States Code, I'd argue that the president's phrasing, "Our country has had enough, we aren't going to take it anymore, and that's what this is all about," as well as the phrase, "We're not going to let it happen, not going to let it happen," and the insistence on stopping the steal could be considered incitement. For further evidence of this, the crowd can then be heard chanting, "Fight for Trump," suggesting that the message that they had been given and the interpretation was that of violence. The whole speech was seemingly designed to undermine the government and to incite violent thoughts. I'll link to the transcript as Appendix 1. Even the name, Save America, leaves a nasty vitriolic taste in your mouth. There is also the moral reason. The guy has locked children in cages away from their family. He has done nothing for America except divide it, and everything that Obama has seemingly tried to do, he's tried to remove it, for no other reason than he could and didn't like that Obama was popular. But fine, that's what elections are for. So sure, Trump is morally bankrupt and has committed multiple crimes. Even got impeached once before, only to be kicked down by the Senate. And that was over abuse of power. And yes, it was considered impeachable. Now, am I just citing things because Trump's lawyers scare me? Maybe. But I stand by what I said. He's committed crimes, if not as of 2019, then definitely as of 2020, as I argue in my last point. If this man is a criminal who wants to accrue power only for his own good, if there are any Americans who care about the integrity of their nation, then it is their moral responsibility to see this through. And lastly, but most crucially in my opinion, centers around practicality. Former presidents get some serious privileges, all of which go away if the president was removed from office. Things like their pay and daily security briefings. Now, I could be wrong, but the security briefing isn't a legal right. I couldn't find anything in the United States Code, but admittedly it is long and it was only a quick look. If I am wrong, let me know with a citation and I'll publish a retraction. If Trump isn't impeached then, he would likely expect these briefings. Briefings that he could then use for his own good, selling them to the highest bidder, or even worse, publishing them on the internet, out of spite for a country that turned against him. If he is impeached, then there is a legitimate reason for him to be considered a security risk, and thus not be given these security briefings. According to ABC's article, Biden can just revoke this right at any point, if he thinks the president would be at risk. But without that impeachment, Biden has less of a mandate. Still, definitely has a mandate. The guy is 100% a security risk to the nation. And this man has destroyed the faith in democracy in America, to the point of, almost literally, there were 2 bombs found in Capitol Hill. But impeachment definitely would help with Biden getting a mandate here. In conclusion, Donald Trump needs to go. The man has repeatedly attacked democracy in America. And in the world all around, all too often we hear a new world leader being described as X country's Trump. I think there is a solid mandate to impeach him, and I think it is morally, legally, and practically the right thing to do. That being said, it's important to not exclusively blame Trump. After all, he is just a product of other members of the GOP. They were willing to support his coup on Wednesday because they are an irrelevant party clinging to power at the expense of the working class Americans. And I mean that in the Marxist sense, not in the modern interpretation. I mean that in you work. If you contribute your time and labour to allow somebody else to make a profit, then you are a victim of this problem. You are the ones that the GOP bleeds in order to survive. It is very unsettling to me how many GOP members are willing to support fascism, just so they can keep getting paid to support the people who they don't care if they live or die. You are meaningless to them. I don't for 1 minute think Biden will change America, but at least he'll allow for a political break. Trump has and will, for every day until he leaves office, destroyed America. His dedication to destroying America is borderline British in its stoicism. Get him out.